This is awesome. Hmm. Unbelievable. Come on now. You good? God damn it. All right. What the fuck, man? This pisses me off. Anyway, I had to change the intro and the outro. The outro is gonna be a little different too. Um, I got hit with some copyright stuff. Didn't affect the channel at all. Uh, but my guy at Rita Savage took care of it for the cage match. He switched the music over because it was the actual AC/DC's Hell's Bells. That's what it was. It was blocked in some territories, nothing in the United States. There's other countries, so I just avoid it and be done with it. So I did change it up. Just real quick, I reached out to Civil Smoke, see if he wanted to come on tonight with me. Um, when he first messaged in the chat here, um, but he can't. Uh, he's got some stuff going on at home. Just to give a shout out to his wife Maria, she broke her foot today, so he's sitting in the emergency room at the hospital with her. So I hope everything turns out okay and she, has a speedy recovery. So I do appreciate that. What is going on today? Still hear the music. I turned it down. But why can I just not get internet? Just let's take a look at the chat here. See who's in here. Obviously, yep. Silver Smoke's in here. Sacktown, what's up, brother? Mark, how you doing, brother? Ben, what's up? So, just figured to come on, see what's going on. Anybody wants to pull up, and we can come on in. Uh, I know I was on last night for a while last night. Pulled a 7 hour shift last night, but that was 7 hours was the max last night. I couldn't pull another 9 hour like I did last weekend. So, and yeah, I'm wearing the headphones already because it's already 11:30 here. What's up, Raider Ryan? It's already 11:30 here, and wife's already in bed, and it's upstairs is nice and quiet. So, this way here, they don't have to listen to the background of everybody. Listen to my voice on the chat, and if somebody does come on with me, they don't have to listen to that. It's all right here. So, um, Silver Smoke sent me a text saying that he heard that I guess there was a rumor going around now that it looks like Minshew's going to be cut. It's the first I've heard of it today, so I'm not surprised. If that's the case. Yeah, only 7 hours, brother. It was it was a short short night last night. How you doing? Yeah, when I pulled a 9 hour last week, you know what the funny thing is, when I logged off this morning at like, I don't know, 4 o'clock or so, um, I went and laid down and I was wide. I couldn't fall asleep. So I didn't really lay down in bed until like, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning. Slept for about 4 hours. So I'm not running on fumes. I'm good. I took a little power nap later on tonight. So, what's up, Sandra Ramirez? How you doing? Ben, what's up, man? How you guys doing tonight? Let me put the I'm gonna put the link in here if anybody wants to pop on. Oh, bugging ass spent the whole day with tech support. My internet tweaking, picking back it off. Oh, that sucks. Let me just throw this in here. So anybody that wants to come on in, come on in. More than happy to have you in here. Feels like I've been on here 24/7. Yeah, just again trying to just grind the hours in and everything. What's up, Diesel? It's like I'm this close to taking that next step. So we'll hopefully by the next within the next week or so we'll be where we need to be and it'll just be smooth sailing. You know, that's about what I sleep too, 4 to 5 hours. And I'm good to go for the day. You know, I don't need a shit ton of sleep. You know, I don't know if it's just you know through the years of just with the job in the past and everything, never getting a full night's sleep. You know, when you're on duty and shit like that, so you never sleep right. You never do. You know, but yeah, I just figured to come on, see what's going on, see what the latest talk is. Everybody wants to pull up, pull up. I know there's been people doing mock drafts and such, and I know Thursday night and the same way, Jeff. I sleep about 5 hours a night. Again, that's pretty much it for me. I'm good. It's about what I got last night or this morning to this afternoon. Yeah. Anyway, I know a lot of people have been doing mock drafts and such, and on Thursday night on the Raiders Coast to Coast with myself and Nate, LV Raider 10, we played around with that off-season manager, and we addressed the free agents, who we wanted to cut, who we wanted to re-sign, who we wanted to restructure any contracts. Um, and then once we were done with that, we rolled right into doing a draft, but based on what we did in free agency. And I don't have the screenshot saved. I think Nate has it. I'm not sure, but I thought it went pretty good. I mean, it made more sense doing the draft that way because you knew what you did in the free agency side of it. You knew what your absolute needs were now going into that draft. We didn't do I don't did we get a free agent running back? Can't remember if we did do a free agent running back. I know we didn't do a free agent quarterback. We didn't even bother with that. Yeah, draft is right around the corner. Combine starts up soon too, and that's what I wanted to talk to Silver Smoke about. Hang on a second. I wanted to try and do something with him because I know he likes to he goes to the combine because he lives nearby. See about doing something with him as far as like while he's there at the combine. I want to definitely try and do something with him on a show. So him and I need to talk about that. It's just a thought I had. Whether we can do it or not, we'll see. Right. But that's what I was thinking about. Let's see. Me too. Keep saying that they're tired. I chuck. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. What's up, Raf? Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do with him, but it all depends on what his availability is going to be there, why he's there, right? That's like I said, that's why I really need to talk to him and figure out what we can do. There's some other stuff I'm trying to get in the works too, as far as uh, shows and such in the future. Um, Definitely going to be doing more of those shows with my son and I. Uh, More than likely, those will be like Saturday afternoons, probably like every 2 weeks or so, which means we'll probably do one a week from today because we just did one last week. Uh, I know hockey's gonna be a little slow for him this week because I don't think there's any hockey games this week because of the Fall Nation hockey tournament thing they got going on. So I know hockey's gonna be a little slow this week. So obviously we'll hopefully have some more news this week on, thoughts and plans that, what the Raiders are looking to do. It's Capitan. I was like, "What'd you spell wrong?" But never mind, I say it. So, what's everybody's feeling on what we need to do with free agency based on, what void, what holes we need to fill uh, within our own team with our own players, what we're looking for to bring in, who do we want to try and restructure a contract? What type of moves are you guys looking to see us complete? I mean, I know we've got a lot of free agents. The easy part is the offense is easy to do. Because really, there's only 2 players on the offensive side that I would even consider bringing back, and that'd be Abdullah and, Meredith. The rest can all take a hike as far as I'm concerned. Let's see, on the offensive side for free agents, I mean, you got Harrison Bryant, but I mean, it's the 3rd tight end on the team. Whitehair, Madison, Abdullah, Terrence Marshall, Ritter, DJ Turner, and Meredith. Ritter can go. Madison's gone. Whitehair, he's 32, probably let him go. Bryant, I don't know if we're gonna want a 3rd one. Well, I mean, as far as AOC, I mean, here's the good thing about him, he's not gonna cost us a fortune because he's still on a rookie contract, so we still got him, I mean, yeah, you keep him as a backup at that point. I mean, to cut him would be crazy, it's peanuts towards the cap. I mean, yeah, I know every dollar counts, but, you know we already know that he's supposedly not going to be a fit for this Chip Kelly style offense. But again, supposedly, you know, between your offensive coordinator and your quarterbacks coach there with Olson and everything, that they're supposed to be these quarterback gurus, the whisperers or whatever, and can make anything work with any quarterback. Prove it. To do it with AOC 12, save us some money and not bringing in a free agent, expensive ass quarterback, which I think is a stupid move. Um, which also allows us to not have to worry about drafting a quarterback at number 6 and going with a, top tier defensive player and really stack this defense. Again, I keep saying this, it's what we do in our division that matters more than anything. You know, it's like if we can't dig out of our own basement, what good is it? You know, what's up? What's up, William Patterson? Peterson? What's going on, man? It's like they're supposed to be these guys that can do anything with anybody, then do it. Let's stack that defense in our division. You've got 3 good quarterbacks. Well, you got 3 really good quarterbacks in our division alone. I mean, you're looking at Mahomes. I mean, you just saw what the Eagles did to him and what we did to him earlier in the season. We got to him 5 times ourselves, and the Eagles did it 6 times this past Sunday. I mean, that defensive front for Philly was ridiculous, you know, and again, we did that without Christian Wilkins. We got it to him 5 times. You add him back into the mix next season with Max, re-sign Chase on the other side. Then you bring in like a Mason Graham. I mean, that front four right there is ridiculous. Then you get yourself, a good free agent linebacker or something in the draft, even another defensive tackle in the draft, another end. So you have a rotation going on. Kuntz, I mean, you got to think about this. When the season starts with Kuntz, we're already going to be close to 2 years since the last time we saw him play. Didn't see him at all last year. He only played like 8, 9 games in 2023, but he was really good in those games. So what's going to happen going forward with him? How's he going to come back from this? Is he going to be just as good? Is he going to be better? It's kind of a crapshoot with him at this point as to what you're going to do. Yeah, and we do need, we need guards. We need two guards for sure. I mean, we're good on left side with our tackle for now, but we have to think about him for the future too. We've only got left, one more year left for Colton Miller. He's a free agent after this coming season. So do we draft a offensive tackle in this draft to groom behind him and get him ready? Is Colton Miller going to want to resign? Do we want to resign him after next year? We have to wait and see what happens. I know this past year was kind of a bad year for him injury wise, but he's still serviceable. He's been in the league for a while now, so I mean, he's a little long in the tooth for an offensive lineman. We're set at center for the long term with JPJ, and we're set at right tackle. With Glaze. Even if we got to bring in another right tackle and you move Glaze to guard, I mean, it's possible. I mean, you can mix and match that lineup. I'm fine with Meredith being brought back. Andre James can go pound tar along with Parham. The two of them can walk hand in hand off into the sunset for all I care. Now, I'm willing to see them both go bye-bye. Is he be dumb too to think yeah, I don't get it. Chip can use any quarterback, he said so at his presser. Yeah, he did. Yeah. If our offense had been good, we could have beat them. Yeah, definitely. And again, even not just our offense too. You know, a lot of that game also fell. Those two games that we played KC, we should have won both of those. We were that close. One of them, I know people still blaming AP for the bad decision at the end and the botch snap and all that. I don't blame any of them for that game. That game was lost because our kicker missed 3 field goals. 9 point swing. I mean, win that game easily at that point if he didn't miss those 3 field goals. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Yeah, let's see, McDermott screwed Kuntz after he got too close to his QB. Yeah, Max was praising Kuntz on his work ethic. Hopefully that translates to success for him this year on a prove it deal. Yeah, it's got to be a prove it deal, plain and simple. We can't be spending a shit ton of money on a guy that hasn't played in almost 2 years. By the time the season starts, don't trip. Who's your team? Let me guess. I'm thinking you're either a Broncos, Chiefs, or Chargers fan, or you're probably an asshole Pats fan. It's either one of those 4 teams, I guarantee it. Um, yeah, I mean, if Kuntz comes back better or just as good as how he was last year, I mean, in 2023, then all right, but we'll see. That's why you don't break the bank for him. You bring him back on one of those prove it deals. I was watching a rundown show. Got over about an hour or so ago. And he makes some good points now that I've thought about it as far as when it comes to our secondary, you know, as far as what we do at Palomar, Mooring, Hobbs, obviously, and our linebackers too, Divine Diablo. See you later. Cut him. Bye bye. I mean, there's plays that we're going to need to cut, or just let walk. Minshew cut. Like I said already, Andre James, Parham cut. Um, See on defense, you know, who else can we get rid of on defense? There we where is he? Jenkins. I never even realized it till he brought it up on his show. I didn't realize Jenkins was that old. I mean, he's 35. He'll be 36 by the time the season starts. So I'm fine with not re-signing him. I mean, what kind of money is he even going to be looking for? I mean, let's see his market value. I mean, he's only 2 mil, but still, I mean, at his age and what's available in this draft, we can fill that with no problem. This draft is heavy with defensive defensive help for sure. defensive tackle, edge, linebacker is the weakest position in this draft right now is quarterback, to be honest with you. You know, and I'm not even including those first 2 in the first that is slated to go 1 and 2. You know, we were on live last night, and we were going round and round, a few of us, about, the quarterbacks that are coming out in this. And, hey, EC Everett, what's up, brother? How you doing? What's up, man? How you been? Um, going round and round on how if either one of them, or like I'll just specifically Shador falls to us, you pass on him. If Graham's there, I mean, I doubt Abdul Khan is going to be there, number 6. You know, eh, taking a quarterback at that early, at number 6 when there's just talent that's going to be an immediate impact on this team, it just doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. You know, great Coach Gravy was on with us last night, and he kind of was saying the same thing as I were as far as the quarterback. It's like why would you use that pick on a quarterback? That's still questionable. I know 805s are you know big on not getting Shador also. You know, there's just so much out there that you can see now as to why he's not it. And not only is he not it, there's just too much immediate impact talent in that number 6 pick. Just doesn't make sense to go and grab a quarterback when you could get somebody that's going to walk in and be, an impact on this team from day one. And it's not going to have to sit for a year or maybe more, And then if the guy's a bust, you just wasted a first round pick for someone that might not even be on not even on your radar anymore to be a stock quarterback, you know. Josh Jacobs is not overrated. I'm sorry. I don't know where you get that from. We can fill out our holes. Yeah, we can. We can. That's why the other talk about trading up to move up in the draft. That's dumb too. Why are we going to give up draft equity to move up to number 1? If we move up to number 1 and we take somebody like an Abdul Qadir, okay, that I won't complain about. But to move up to number 1 and get a quarterback, I still wouldn't even move up to the number 1 slot to get Abdul Qadir because that means you're giving up way too much. You're pretty much sinking yourself for this draft. You're pretty much just sinking yourself for the rest of the draft, and you're probably gonna be giving up your first round pick next year too, so that's a lot to give up, for a quarterback, especially, that's gonna be hit or miss. It's not gonna be starting right away. I shredded the cheese. What's up, brother? You wanna come on? So you need an O-line, don't matter what QB we have. Yeah, exactly. If you can't solidify that offensive line, what good is a quarterback? I mean, and again, Shador, who never heard of the name. I haven't either. I don't even know what you're talking about. um, and I've said this before too. Yeah, I don't know if 805 will back me up on this. You don't need a superstar. I don't want to see a quarterback. We don't need a quarterback that comes in and throws for like 300 to 400 yards every goddamn game and 4 or 5 touchdowns. And you need a running game. You need a solid offensive line, and you've already got Brock Bowers. You already got Jacoby Myers. You need another wide receiver, and you're pretty much good to go. You don't need a quarterback that's going to get you a shit ton of yards every. What good is that if your defense can't hold anybody? So you pair that up with a top notch ranked defense that's stopping teams from scoring. You don't need a superstar quarterback. I mean, let's go back and look at some of these teams that have won Super Bowls in years past. They were built around their defense. Those Patriots teams, they weren't really built on their offense. They were built on their defense. The defense took advantage of turnovers, short field turnovers, You know, you go back and look at when the Ravens won their Super Bowl. I mean, we're talking, Flacco. We're talking Brad Johnson in Tampa Bay. That was all defense. You don't need a super. Uh, what do you say? So, yeah, because uh, you don't need a Brett Favre in his prime back there slinging the ball that much like he used to. You know, you can do this with a good quarterback, not a superstar. You can get a quarterback later in this draft and still be serviceable. Oh, we got a Broncos fan in here. What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, don't forget your pussy. It's like I said the other night. They don't make them anymore, but I would have told him to stack a few phone books on his chair so it raises his ass up a little bit. Yeah, we do. We need a good consistent QB. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, anybody that's got the hopes of us bringing in a Gannon or a Plunkett, you still hear people saying that we need to do a Gannon thing again, or we need to do like a Plunkett where somebody that's been washed up somewhere else comes in and gets a second chance with us. We've got a quarterback on the roster. Why can't we make this work if they're supposed to be these superstar coaches? These quarterback whisperers. I know some people will get on here with me and say, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong." But prove me wrong then, and I'll let them do what they can with him. I mean, Ben Bad already said it earlier that in Chip Kelly's presser after he was hired, sitting one on one, even said it. He goes, I can, we can work with anybody. He can build the system around a quarterback, and you work with what you got in house. You know, no, they don't grow on trees. In this season, this draft doesn't have elite quarterbacks. I beg to differ if anybody says to me that there's elite quarterbacks in this draft. I don't think there's elite quarterbacks in this draft. Last year, yeah. Uh, it's unfortunate that Caleb Williams just went to, I think, a bad team. Washington had themselves set up right for him to come in and take over. They had the OC set up. They had pieces to the puzzle already. I mean, it's not a fluke thing the way that went down for him. Plus I would have sold the farm for Jaden Daniels last season. Yeah, we wouldn't have had Brock Bowers, probably wouldn't have had JPJ, and we probably wouldn't have had Glaze, you know, but you would have had that starting piece with that quarterback. But the only downside is you still wouldn't have had an offensive line. And that's what comes down to. It's like you need to build for the future of a top-notch quarterback coming in too. Consider Flacco an elite quarterback. That's not saying much. I wouldn't even put Flacco in the same room as some of them. Flacco's a serviceable quarterback, I will say that. He'll get you some wins. He's not gonna make a lot of mistakes. That's just what like with, Brad Johnson when he won this, it's just go out there and play, don't make mistakes, and that's what he did. About them Cowboys, you're probably the most other than our team, probably one of the most dysfunctional teams in the league, so, uh, and what about them Cowboys? You guys ain't going anywhere next year either. You're gonna probably finish 4th in your division next year, sorry. It wai we'll wait till next year. You should just record that, copy and paste that, whatever, because that's all you guys say is wait till next year, wait till next year. You guys have been saying that for fucking years. You guys have been saying that since the early '90s after your last Super Bowl win. Wait till next year. I mean to rip on you, but, don't come in here talking about the Cowboys when this is you can stay, I don't care. This is a Raider chat thing, Ain't nobody in here giving two shits about the Cowboys. Yeah. You want to talk Cowboys? How about we trade picks? We'll give you the number 6, you give us the 12, and you give us Micah Parsons, and then you can go get your running back, Gentry. Oh, you can do that. I'll take that trade with you. You want to talk Cowboys? We'll talk move and trade. We'll trade partner with you. You know Jerry Jones wants Gentry. You can have him. We'll trade you. How about that? Yeah, you're welcome. Is over. Bye bye. Fucking douchebag. Oh boy. So think. Oh shit. I know what I want to do. How many are in here? Play this. So you guys heard I don't know if you guys heard the intro because it's changed up now. It's not the same music as it was before. Do that later. Fuck it. We cut next year's championship games. What's up, GTA? I mean, as of right now, you got to put the Eagles right back in it. I mean, the teams they may lose some pieces, but I mean, they have a smart GM and he drafts pretty damn well. So I mean, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind your linebacker, Baron. Take that kid. He's a free agent if you guys don't franchise him. Um, do I see the Chiefs making it again next year? Hmm. I think you could see the Eagles and I mean, unless he goes into a sophomore slump, it could be the Redskins Eagles again in the championship game on the NFC side. AFC side, still right now you got to give the nod to the Chiefs. They hate it. They hate saying that. No, they're all still crying on their pillows right now, Ben. Um, you still got to give it to KC for next year at this point, I guess. Also, Rady, you're not alone. I've been feeling that way. I've been behind AOC 12 pretty much from the get go. We should have started from the start last year. Yeah, I was gonna say the Bills, Everett. Um, yeah, Bills and Ravens. I mean, somebody could finally have the Chiefs number this year. See, how good do you think y'all will be next year with the new head coach? I've already gone on record saying 5 to 7 wins. Anything over 7, obviously, I'll take. It's kind of I can't really predict it right now, to be honest with you. You got to kind of wait until you see what we do in free agency. Who we pick up from other teams. Who we re-signed from Oz. Who's willing to resign to Oz? That who wants to be back here. And then what we do in the draft, and it'll give you the true direction of where this team is going to go. What's up, Jarada? If this right here is true, the reports Pete Carroll wants to build a dangerous defensive free agency and he's good with drafting a top QB or late round QB. He wants to be feared. If that's true, and he wants to go for um, a top nasty ass defense, then I'm saying we win more than 7 games easily. And I say we got a good chance of winning anywhere from 3 to 5 games in our division. I think it's doable. Because don't forget, these other teams are going to take hits in free agencies too. In the free agency, they're going to lose some guys. Mac's already not coming back to San Diego to the Chargers supposedly. There's a chance that they're going to have to let Bosa walk, so that changes their defense immensely. You know, KC has already shown weakness, so let's see what happens with them. And Denver's Denver. We'll see what happens there on their end. Uh, I don't even know who they've got as far as like who's a free agent for them and who they have potentially to lose in free agency. But again, with the Chargers, it's also Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll again. We know how that's been in the past. So GTA's got I got the Packers and Commanders. I'm biased as fuck, and I got Ravens Bills. Yeah, I could see Ravens Bills. That would be way better. Fuck the Chiefs. Yep. I'm optimistic 7 to 10, maybe 8 to 9. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm 7 to 10 7 and 10 record, maybe a little bit. Like I said, that's where I'm in that 5 to 7 win, just based on what we have in talent right now on the roster and with this coaching staff. That's what's given me the hope of a 5 to 7 win season, even with this existing talent or lack thereof, too, is the coaching staff. You know, fitting this the right way to get to get people, to get the right players and get the players going in the right direction. I'm a Broncos fan, but I think y'all will be good. I hope so too. I think everybody else in this channel, the Raiders fans, open too. I have a lot of faith in Pete. He's your age. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that last night yeah. Yeah, and that's why there was that whole go around when we were looking at hiring, and then when it was looking more than likely like he was going to be the hire. Certain people were complaining about the age on him. About him being at his age. I'm like, I don't give a shit how old he is. If he can do the job, then he can do the fucking job. Then why wouldn't you fucking hire him? Why is there any doubt? You know, sorry. Um, Thought everybody else was listening, but apparently not. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, there was some people, complaining about how old he is and everything. I'm like, again, if he can do the job, then what's the fucking problem? You know? Yeah, I understand he's not going to be here, for 10 years or whatever. I think the contract we signed him to was about what I thought, a 3 to 4 year deal. We went 3 years with a fourth year, team option. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I like that. Want to be fit. Yeah, definitely. You want this team to be back to what it used to be, where you didn't want to come and play us. Coming to play us was like, no. Some back in the day, teams hated playing the Raiders because we were just so goddamn nasty. We need to get back to that fierceness and that tenacity and that just we want to beat the other team up, not just beat them in the game, but we want to beat them the fuck up. I can kind of see Pete Carroll doing the same thing that Sean Payton did. For the Broncos, you guys might be playoff bound within 2 years. I mean, that would be nice. Pete has "I'll kick your ass" attitude. Yeah, he does. But yeah, definitely don't take his gum. First time in a long time, we beat the ones we are supposed to beat and win a few lucky ones. Yeah, I mean, there was so many winnable games last year. We lost, in typical rate of fashion that we normally lose in. Just y- you had the upper hand for most of the game, and you know we blow it towards the end. It's like, God damn it! It's like, why can't we just get over that hump of being able to you know stick it to the other team that we're playing and get over the hump. You know, he sleeps less than you. Yeah, I believe he does too. I mean, anybody that saw that Marshawn Lynch when he was talking with Mike Robb about being in the facility, and Marshawn was trying to take a little little snooze, a little power nap, and Pete Carroll came in and he's all full of energy, and it's like, the motherfucker, you just left here like 2 hours ago, and you come back in all fired up and ready to go again. We've been here the same length of time. He goes, where do you get this energy from? That's Pete Carroll. He's got one motor and it's full speed ahead. You know. See, the plan is for Kelly to take over, just like Brady's taking over for Mark. Oh yeah, that's I've said that before too. I definitely see that happening with Brady. Becoming the managing partner at some point. Why do you think he's not giving up that TV contract? He's going to need all that fucking money. He's stockpiling his money so you can buy in for a bigger share. Would you sign Sam Donald? Absolutely fucking not. Not worth it. I wouldn't pay him $1 million a year. He sucks. He hit the right time with the right team and the right coach last season. They put him in the right situation. And think about it, he wasn't even the starter. It was going to be JJ McCarthy. He came in because of an injury to McCarthy. And look at the weapons he has there. He had a running game. He had, phenomenal wide receiver in Jefferson. O line protected him for the most part. The defense was decent. So I mean, they were on fire. But when everything's on the line, two games in a row, he shit the bed. The Monday night game for the number one seed, going up against the Detroit Lions, and you blew it. You know, you only scored 9 points with that high-powered offense. You only scored 9 points. You can't get the ball to Jefferson. You know, and then a week later, you make it to the playoffs, and you're one and done. You score 9 points again, and you stink the joint up again. When it's all on the line, it was horrible. You know, I saw all I needed to see from him at that point. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Sorry. Raised by the AFC South and NFC East next season, and they're coming here to play the Patriots. They're coming to New England, so I know everybody in the booster club's looking forward to that. Um, I know a few of the guys that I'm on different shows with. They're all wanting to plan on coming out here. Um, as far as with the club, we're trying to work with the Black Hole, as far as because this might be one of the games that they come out here for. Um, with doing a pregame party the Saturday night before the game, and then we're planning on doing a tailgate. But we have to wait until after the draft when they come out with the dates for all these games next year because in New England, you don't want this game in late November, December, or even into January because number one, it's gonna be freezing fucking cold. Right now it's in the mid 20s outside and it's snowing like a motherfucker here right now. So you don't want to be here you know, in December, especially California guys coming out here. You guys are gonna freeze your ass off. I'll be fine. I'm used to it. So, but yeah, we have to wait until the date is set so we can actually start really planning it. But it looks like we've already pretty much got a venue set up that should hopefully be able to work with us on it. So I'm looking forward to them coming out here. The team. It's going to be a good time. Pete Carroll, yeah, good drugs and life energy. Yeah, be like, yeah, it would be like Al buying in law. I think Al paid 8,000 for his pot, and paid more later when he bought 47%. Yeah, I know it wasn't much. I mean, NFL franchise back then was. I mean, obviously everything was cheaper back then. I mean, shit. When I was a kid, my parents bought the house. I was 2 years old in '72, and the house only cost like 25,000. So that's in the '70s. I think my grandparents, when they bought their house in the '50s, it was only like 10 grand, something like that. So, I mean, everything adjusts for inflation through the years. What's up, cuz? Um, what was I saying? Hmm, Sorry, my throat's a little rough today. No way, been done that with Gannon. Yeah, I'm not. I'm all set with bringing in a free agent quarterback that's going to be asking for a shit ton of money. Absolutely not. What's up, Mason? How we doing tonight? Oh, Ben, you used to live up this way? Whereabouts in Mass were you? Because I'm in Rhode Island, so, I mean, obviously, you know what Rhode Island is. I say that to some people, they're like, "Where the fuck is Rhode Island?" The way I explain it is it's that tiny little state squished in between Connecticut and Massachusetts. Some people, when you say Rhode Island, they think of Long Island, New York right away. I'm like, "Nope." I mean, we can kinda see it. If you're out on Block Island, you can see Montauk. You can see the tip of the New York, Long Island. Well, yeah, that's the other thing too, Ben. Back then, they were struggling to get the link going. You think Family Guy? Yeah, just for anybody that wants to know, Family Guy, Quahog, Rhode Island, there is it doesn't exist. It's not a real place. Because people ask me that too. Like, "Where's Quahog, Rhode Island?" There is no Quahog, Rhode Island. It's not a true location. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, 1958, $9,900. I mean, Jesus Christ. I wish you could buy a house for that now. Well, you could buy a house for that right now. Just go to Detroit. They're probably selling a lot of those vacant houses. It's so serious. At least the ones that aren't burnt out. Oh, Lancaster. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, that's not that far from here. I'm like on the northern tip of Rhode Island. Like the town I live in borders North Attleboro, Rentham, Blackstone, that area. Um, yeah, so that's not a real location. Not even close. Um, I mean, we got awesome seafood here that we do have. What's the hills by the big reservoir? Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking. Hmm. Um, move to where, would you ever move to where the Raiders are located? I want to live in Wisconsin so bad. Well, the Raiders, mom, you're a Broncos fan, ain't you? Why the fuck would you want to go to Wisconsin? Or are you a Packers fan? It's up on face. Yeah, 9,900 for a burnt out meth house. Let's go. It's a fixer upper though. My opinion, but winter sucks. Who? Are you trying to say winter? Winter. I mean, the E and the I aren't even close. So, what's up, SoCal? How you doing? All right, then moving to Wisconsin makes sense, and I get it. Would I ever think about moving to Vegas? I mean, wouldn't mind moving out that way, just get away from this fucking cold weather sometimes. But also, I'm also like, oh, be willing to move to Montana, get a nice big piece of fucking property out there, nobody near me, just fuck away from people. I don't like people. I don't like crowds. But I'll go to a football game. What's up, Arnie? What's going on tonight? um, I don't know if I'd move to New England or not. This actually isn't the new one. This is the new one. I just didn't have it. I don't have it on right now. That's the new ones. This is the older one. The logo was bigger on this older one though. But the only downside is this one doesn't come. It's not as long. This newer one really covers more of the back of your neck, then comes down a little bit lower on the face. That's why I like them. I like the real longer, stretchier ones. I don't know if I could ever move to Vegas. I don't know. Yeah, that's the other thing that right there. You got me with that. The summer heat is no joke. I had just saying, lived in Cali in Texas. Desert heat will get you if you ain't ready for it. How's the humidity out there though? It's. I don't think you guys have like a lot of humidity out there, correct? It's just more of like a dry heat. But I know the sun will fucking bake you. Because out here in New England, humidity is absolutely out of fucking control. I mean, it could be 85 degrees out. Yeah, see what's humidity? It could be 85 degrees outside, but the humidity, if it's like around 90 something percent, it just basically take a face cloth, dunk it in the water, and then try and breathe through it. That's what it's like. I mean, it's just insane during the summer here. The humidity is just out of control. Go to Florida. Go to Florida at the height of the summer in Florida. Oh my God. I know you don't want any QB free agents. Are you good with AOC Dot and Bradley for for our QB room? Again, if if these coaches are as good as they say they are with quarterbacks, I don't see why not. But why can't this work for them? You know, well, why can't they do that? AFC South, NFC East, Browns, Bears, Pats, and division games could be a pretty favorable schedule. Oh yeah, because we've finished so low on the totem pole. But don't forget, these other teams are going to get better too. The Patriots are going to get better again. I'm telling you right now. They're not going to be the AFC East pushovers like they have been. They've got a decent draft pick number. They've got a shit ton of money in free agency. They got a good quarterback. They got a good coach again. Um, they're like one or two pieces from filling in to be competitive in their division again. They're not going to be as easy of a pushover as they have been for the last couple of years. Patriots are going to start coming back again. Trust me. So a lot of these teams that we're going to be playing, obviously, yeah, they finished bottom of the barrel like we did. So yeah, it's gonna on paper it's gonna show we have an easy schedule. But again, we potentially have a chance to get better, but so do these other teams too, because they have low picks just like us. So they're gonna get impact players unless we do something stupid and grab a fucking quarterback like Shador Sanders and then totally waste our pick. Might as well just throw money out the fucking window and forget about winning shit next year if that's the case. Because that means you're passing up on some fucking amazing talent to take that pick that everybody wants. Dry as hell. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I've only been to Vegas once, but that was back in the '80s, and I was only like 14, 15 at the time, so I don't remember what the weather was like. Yeah, you're not wrong. I would move to Vegas, the next thing you know, like, "Oh, I'm moving to LA again." Vegas doesn't know what that is, yeah. 910 Cali House, Mad Cooked. The humidity is the shit, Elevate. I'll take dry heat over yeah, trust me, I'd rather have the dry heat too. Fuck that shit, man. It's this shit is nasty here, especially with Trump's border crackdown. I expect your mom to be looking up cracking. 805, I don't know if you saw this. Sacktown wants to know when your next show is. I don't know if you've answered it already or not. A little behind on the chat. Some places out here have it. Jeff, Palm Springs, that's high humidity because of the golf courses. Just gonna get back to you, brother. Been busy the last couple of weeks. Um, been to Florida, you can have it. Yeah, I went to Florida. I think it was for a honeymoon back in '91, and from the time we got off the plane until we were there for a full week, we were from the time we got off the plane until about 2 days before we left, my throat closed up. Like I just the humidity got me so bad. I couldn't even swallow water without feeling like I was swallowing razor blades. It was so bad. Couldn't really eat while we were down there. It was miserable. Miserable. It was so bad. I felt like fucking shit, and I wasn't, like, sick or anything, it's just the humidity is so much worse down there, and it just did a number on my throat, just fucking closed it right up. Arnie says, "Would you reach for a QB 6 or 37 in the draft? Cam, Shador, Dart, Milrow going first round. Choose one. Gabriel, Howard, or you as" I mean, if I wouldn't reach for a QB at 6. Um, the only other quarterback on that list that I would take a shot at would be Howard, and it's only mainly because of the fact that it's Chip Kelly is the offensive coordinator. I mean, he's already gotten it done once with him. I'm sure with the weapons he can get, in the NFL and the game and everything, I'm sure he can adapt that game to him. McDaniel flex in the league soon with Drake May. Well, I'm not saying that, but I mean, McDumdum is a better offensive coordinator than he is the head coach. A horrible fucking head coach. Why we gave him a shot after that debacle in Denver is beyond me. Yeah, we do need to take advantage of that schedule, but like I said, other teams get better too in the draft and free agency. It's crazy. Yeah, Bear fan came named Bears. Yeah, what? This crazy Bear fan named Bears yard said why Pete Carroll second place as A grade. That Ben Johnson is better. No, I think we it's not Fidel. I think we definitely dodged the bullet with Ben Johnson. I'd rather have Pete Carroll, so I'm happy. Yeah, now with Vrabel and McDumdum. Oh, I know you wish they were. It'd be easier for you. Oh, there you go, Sacktown. Tomorrow night with Severe and Chris. So there you go. Is your answer, brother. Now, what time? Geez, now he wants to know what time. Damn. Played a football game in Florida during the summer, saw heat waves coming off. Oh, yeah. At 5 a.m. Knew I was screwed for 11 a.m. kickoff game. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the worst, man. Like when I was playing semi pro, we played in the summer. Um, and we used to do a couple of preseason games. We had to go up to Old Orchard Beach in Maine, 4th of July weekend. So not only did we get stuck in 3 hours worth of traffic, so we ended up showing up to the field almost 2 hours late. We had already left Rhode Island at like 9 o'clock to get up there for like to be ready to play for 12 noon. We didn't actually start the preseason game until like 2 o'clock. None of us had eaten since we got up that morning. Um, so it was just brutal. I mean, we were drinking water like crazy. The second the game was over, one of the guys that we didn't know he brought a cooler with him, and it was loaves of bread, luncheon meats, and condiments and everything. And I mean, guys were like giving him like $5 for a fucking piece of bread with a fucking slab of meat on it. It's like Jesus Christ. But then we pulled out of the parking lot for the school, stopped at at the closest liquor store, got like 4 cases of beer, and those beers were gone by the time we got back to Rhode Island. The difference playing football from high school and playing in a semi-pro league and doing what the fuck you want on the bus on the way home. In your opinion, who will be our first free agent signed outside of the building? I have a feeling it's probably going to be a fucking quarterback, but if it's not, then I think it's going to be a wide receiver or running back. Specifically, who I don't know yet. It's only 26 and snow in central Oklahoma. Summers are 95 to 105, 60% humidity. Spring is tornado season. Yep, you're just right there. You got me at tornado season. I'm good. All the racehorses in Florida, worse weather. Take a shower and never. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like around here. If you don't have central air in your house, fuck, yeah, screwed. There you go, Sacktown. 6:45 p.m. So that would be 9:45 my time. Uh, Ramondre Stevenson and Drake May alone will make McDaniels look like a genius. Yeah, and you know what? In all honesty, they don't even have a wide receiver. They don't have a bona fide number one wide receiver, which is why the local talk around here is them going and getting that wide receiver with their pick if he's there. T Mac being, obviously the number one that they would be going for. They have three major needs on their team. They need a wide receiver. They need that number one playmaker. They've got a tight end in Hunter Henry. He's good. The offensive line needs help. So there's also you can see them take that kid from LSU, that offensive tackle. And then now lately the talk is if Abdul Carter or Mason Graham is there, they may actually go after him. But I think if McDumdum gets his way, you may see him get that wide receiver or that tackle. Because I think that offensive tackle, I think is what they're going to end up doing. Um, That's the one Blair and I'll tell you right now too for free agency. If T Higgins doesn't get franchised and Cincinnati doesn't re-sign him, that's where I see T Higgins possibly going. The Patriots are going to make some waves in the off season here between draft, free agency. That they're not going to be stingy with their money. I can tell you right now because they're going to be in that let's prepare to win now type of mode. I think Vrabel's going to put them in that mindset. So the Patriots, I'm telling you, the Patriots, unfortunately, I hate saying this, but that might not be as easy as a possible as a game as everybody thinks it's going to be with us coming here. I mean, I hope it is, but I don't know. Would you take Aaron Rodgers in a veteran minimum, at a veteran minimum for a season? No, I don't want him. SoCal only has summer, winter, and fire season. Yeah, you're not lying about that. Is the tush push a legit option or will it be outlawed? I don't know how you could fucking outlaw that, man. I just don't. I mean, it's a play. Stop it. Learn how to stop it. I mean, is it stoppable? I'm sure it is. Not everybody can run it. That's the thing. Not every team can do the same thing that the Eagles do. First of all, you got to have a massive offensive line. You know, it's just I don't know. I need to tell you this. So my best friend went behind my back. I don't know why I started reading that. No problem, sack down. Would you trade AOC for Joe Milton straight up? No, no, I wouldn't. I don't think the Patriots would let him go anyway. I, I, I mean, there's a chance that it, you know, Josh might want him. I mean, he did draft him. What scheme? What scheme of the Raiders? What scheme do you think they will have with Pete when we get Josh Jacobs? When we got Josh Jacobs, we turned into a power run team, which is okay. I miss the West Coast spread though. Uh, Pete Carroll's always been. If you look back at his teams, it's been a run heavy type team. I mean, just look at the likes of Marshawn Lynch when he was there. You know, the only big screw up that Pete Carroll had was that game against the Patriots, not running the ball in, instead trying to go for a pass. That was just the dumbest thing he could have done. Why would you trade AOC? He's on the cheap. Milton ain't the guy. Yeah, I kind of agree there too. Franchise tag will be on T. Higgins, Trey Smith, Sam Donald, Holland only. I would be surprised if they don't franchise him, but we'll have to wait and see. Uh, Scheme is kick butt, take names, go back, watch USC or Seattle. His legions of boom. Which QB fits best with Chip Kelly's offense? Fields, Lance Mariota, or AOC? I don't want the first one, DTR. I mean, if you had to choose between all of those, I guess the best I've heard, and I've heard a lot of guys on these channels uh, saying that they rather have Fields out of all that. I mean, I know Mariota would probably fit it, but I don't know. I still want to see AOC again, just mainly because of the cost. He's not expensive. He's a rookie contract. Why would you take that chance of dumping that contract? Whether it be waiving him, cutting him, whatever, trading him. I mean, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. You know, where are we? Did the fake tush push with Poe and got it. We've seen enough of AOC. He ain't it. We need to take chances on rookies. Yeah, but not these two rookies. I'm sorry, not in the first round. I'll argue that right to the very end. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we end up do drafting him, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to deal with it. You know, I just pray to God that they work out. If they don't work out, and we passed up on the likes of a severe impact player that goes and blows up on another team and just turns in a fucking killer career or season next year, and our pick, which would possibly be a quarterback, why we would pass on them. I'm gonna be like, Captain, I told you so. It's like I told you it wasn't gonna be a good move. Because either way, either one of these two quarterbacks that everybody's looking for us to draft, neither one of them are going to start next year unless under an extreme emergency situation. They're going to sit. So you're going to waste a first round pick in such a heavy defensive talented, you know, um, draft, and you're going to waste that on a quarterback that's not even going to touch the field next year, unless, like I said, unless it's like a severe emergency situation, or they just come right in and they just ball out during training camp and preseason, which I don't see that happening either. You know, do I watch? Not as much as I probably should. I've watched more this year than I have in the past. Um, just only because it helps me understand more when people start talking on some of these shows and some of the shows I'm on, and even my own stuff, uh, to understand some of these players and to be able to be part of the conversation and have input on certain players. Um, but I definitely watched more games this year than I think I've ever watched before. It's just part of that growing phase of getting ready for like the off season, because during during the season you don't talk much college football because you're so engrossed in what's going on with the Raiders per se. With our games weekly and the shows that we all do as content creators and hosts on these shows, so you don't really concentrate on the college games as much. Once you get to the bowl games, that's a little bit different, and the college playoffs, because now it's like the best of the best playing each other, and you're a little bit even more attentive now because you want to see how some of these guys that are being touted to come out early in the draft, see how they play against high graded talent. Which is why you watch the Senior Bowls, you watch the East West Shrine games. I'm not sure when the game is, but the HBC games are going to be coming out uh, like their senior game. I forget. I just saw the advertised the other day. I don't know when that's going to be. Uh, technically, he's really only got one full season of stats under him. I don't want to trade him. It's foolish. I just don't agree with that. Would you draft two running backs? I would definitely re-sign Abdullah. I mean, why not? He's going to come short money. He's that veteran presence. You're not going to be asking him to go out there and carry the ball 30 times plus or 25 times plus in a game. He's going to come in and he's going to, like you just said, that veteran presence, which you want in your running back room. You know, which is why I'm fine with Samir going, Madison going. Um, Lobby's a rookie, so he's obviously going to stick around. I know Turf is not going to like this, but I think McCormick 3 years, injured constantly. I think it's time to cut ties with him too. I truly think he was a special, give him an actual O line, a true wide receiver one, stud running back, and watch him cook. I believe in that. To be honest with you, good point. We probably should draft the best available guy, aka defensive guy. Exactly. What's up, Rebel? How you doing, brother? Honey, with the restructured contracts, Miller, Crosby, Wilkins, Mayer will save us 30 million more this year. Which elite free agent would you sign if money is no problem? If money's no problem, no. Definitely want that god from Kansas City, Smith, Trey Smith. Is that what it is? Trey Smith. I would go for him. Um, I doubt the Eagles are going to let this kid go, but Braun, the linebacker, um, that's what we need. We need somebody like that to pair up with Spillane, because Diablo's not coming back. We're not gonna keep him. I just can't see that happening. Trade or get a free agent QB, draft a rookie in the second or third by no By the way, no Rodgers. Oh, absolutely no Rodgers. I'm not even I'm not even up on I'm not even in on getting a free agent QB. At least not one that's gonna cost us a goddamn fortune. I just don't wanna do it. Other than the obvious top 10 players, who do you think is the most ready NFL rookies? I don't know if he's in the top 10 or not. What is this kid? Let me get his name. I know the position. I just need to see his name. Oh, fuck, where is it? Oh, why can I not think of it now? I mean, Will Johnson, I mean, it's they're saying he might not make it in the top 10 now. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with a linebacker. Possibly either Jalen Walker. Um, I mean, offensive line too. I mean, that's another big need for us is offensive line. I mean, you got that kid Kelvin Banks from Texas. I mean, he's a big kid too. It's- We want Rodgers. We want Rodgers. No, we don't. Why would we want Rodgers? Absolutely not. What's up, Chiefs fan? Would you keep Entre James, Minshew, Zamir White, and Jack Jones? Uh, I would let the first three go. James, Minshew, and Zamir. There's already talk of supposedly Minshew being cut anyway. Jack Jones, I'm hit or miss on him. I mean, he's got potential. He just the only thing that bothers me with him, he goes too much for that knockout shot instead of just wrap up and tackle him. He does have his days where he plays good, and then days where he's like, "What the hell's this kid doing?" With a little bit more guidance, especially now with Carroll in the building. But you got to remember, he's still falling under Graham, and if they couldn't get him to straighten up and Graham's time with him, we're talking, you know, 2 seasons now with him, right? I don't know. You heard a chip? Not here. Chirp. You didn't hear that from me. My house is hot wired smoke detectors. You ain't hearing no smoke detector going off in this house, I can guarantee you that. Trey Smith, yeah, that's the kid's name. Trade RJ James for whatever. Yeah, he can go. And that's what scares me, Rebel. Rebel, if you wanna come in, I put the link up. That's what scares me with him is the way he got worked over on the Super Bowl. The whole offensive line got worked over. I mean, they look like goddamn Swiss cheese, but, I mean, that's also, you know, kudos to Philly's front. I mean, those guys, they played out of their goddamn mind. I mean, they've been good all season, obviously, but they stepped up big time when they needed to. I mean, everything was on the line there, and they were just absolutely phenomenal. You can't be upset with the way that they played for sure. AOC is heading to year 3 in his 4th OC in 7 starts. He's complete. Yeah, I mean, if you look at his numbers based on his stats and the fact that he's had so many different offensive coordinators, it really isn't. It really, really isn't. Yeah, and that's what everybody else thought too. Hopefully, Carroll and Chip Kelly mesh well. I hope so too. But I mean, would he have brought him in if there was any doubt? You know, Who would you be disappointed? Would you be disappointed as a starting QB? Rodgers, Donald, Minshew, AOC, Wilson, or Daniel Jones? Oh, I'd be disappointed on every single one of them except for possibly AOC. He's the only one of that entire list that I wouldn't have an issue with. Rodgers, nope. Donald, nope. Minshew, fuck him. Wilson, nope. Daniel Jones, absolutely not on Daniel Jones. Hell no. You remember on Farva? Look at AP and Telesco fight. Oh, that was. I mean, not for nothing. That was AP not putting his foot down and saying, "No, this is the quarterback I want to start, and it's AOC. Work your system around him and get it done. If you can't get it done as the offensive coordinator, there's the door. Bye bye." That's where I think AP messed up as far as not being overly aggressive as the head coach. You know, he could have put more oomph into it and taken more control and more charge of this team, and he didn't. Now, could that decision have come from above because of how much they paid Minshew? I'm willing to bet that was it. And again, this was before Brady was really in the position he was, because I'm willing to bet Brady would probably never would have gone for that one. I can't, man. I can't think he would have. I had a nightmare last night that Minshew was our starter on day one with Chip Kelly calling plays. That would be a fucking nightmare. What's up, Robert Pena? How you doing tonight, brother? Gunsmoke in the building. What's up, man? I remember it. I'm not old, so fuck off. Chief fans pay attention. Uh, where are we here? Which is why AOC has trade value, and we can possibly get a Chip Kelly type guy for him. Smith got worked by the Eagles. Well, who said no? Ace. That's not a Chip Kelly type of quarterback. He said he could work with them, or he can work with any quarterback, or you can make the system work for the quarterbacks. You know, if that's the case, then do it, prove it, show me. You know, did I tell him this over Savage? I did, didn't I? I'm sorry. What's up, Savage? I saw your comment. I didn't even didn't even acknowledge you. I feel horrible now. I'm an asshole. Sorry, man. I changed the. I I, I didn't use the ACDC one tonight. Um, kept getting kept getting messages. I went with the ones that you sent me with the music change. I think it's just as well. Aaron Rodgers will find a way to fire Pete. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. See you later. Uh, let's get real. What AOCB if he stayed every game last season would get C while starting? If he started every game, I, I think he would have given us a chance to win more games than Minshew. I don't see him making the same mistakes Minshew does. But again, I mean, again, to not defending Minshew here, but I mean, it was a lot of it was our offensive line early on in the season was just that bad. I think I'd rather have Mac Jones than Daniel Jones, and I don't want Mac Jones, and I agree 100%. We all wanted AP to put his foot down, but for some dumbass reason he didn't, and he stated, "I fucked up, not following my gut." Yeah, you did. Uh, See, Telesco drafted well, but fucked up everywhere else. Yeah, that he did. Yeah, they are. They just fucking they can be assholes, I guess, on what they flagged for certain shit. It's ridiculous. Doesn't it, I mean, with what they said in the email to me and the message, it's not affecting the channel. It's just certain territories are not, it's not showable. I mean, the territories that list are like Russia, you know, fucking ridiculous locations. Stuff where I know it's not nobody's gonna get my feed from those locations. Had Foles and Sam Bradford, they weren't mobile. True. Hell no, AFC is way smarter than Minshew. He would have thrown the ball away more. Yeah, he would have. Just like no, Sanders needs to throw the ball away more. I mean, come on, you play in that bowl game against BYU and he gets negative 36 yards rushing because that just shows me he doesn't know how to get rid of the ball. Throw it away. If you're outside the tackles, I mean, I don't know what the full rules are in college, if it's the same rules as the NFL when it comes to, what's considered intentional grounding or outside the tackle box or whatever, or if they have to get it to the line of scrimmage. But it's like, get rid of the ball. Throw it to the closest receiver, even if it's at their fucking feet. You know, why are you taking 36 yards and negative 36 yards in sacks? That just goes to show me that you're holding on the ball way too long. I'll put the fines in the back. We got so many holes on all team positions. We need more draft capital. Who would you trade for more draft picks? Uh, I mean, for more draft picks, first of all, I'd start with trading our number 6 pick. Fall back. You know, like I've said before, a perfect example is trade with the Cowboys because you know they're going to want Genty more than likely. I mean, that's a Jerry Jones pick all day long. So you move from 6 to 12. You see what else you can suck out of them as far as draft picks or fuck it, ask for a fucking play. I've said this before. Shoot for the aim for the fences, and if they don't go with the player, then you ask for picks. You know, what do you got to lose? The worst they can do is say no, and then you're like, all right, well, fine, we're keeping our pick then. You obviously don't want Genty. Good luck getting him between now and your pick at number 12 or making a deal with someone else. You know, but it the ball's in your court as the owner of the number 6 pick. You can do what you want with it. You can field offers, you can make counters, whatever is appealing to you, you take if you want to take it. If you don't want it, you don't take it. Plain and simple. You know? That's what I would do. He was the problem. He never should have even been hired. Yeah, well, the downside to Lobby is, I mean, he had fumble issues, but it's like fumble once and then you never see him. He never sees the light of day again on the field on offense. It's like you just shot that kid's confidence. How does this kid have confidence going into the future? He doesn't. It's like Jesus Christ. It's like, come on, Russia, Russia would. Yeah, they probably would. Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. If I had to choose between the two, I'd take Joe Burrow all day long. Sorry, he's just a better quarterback out of the two. What happened to freedom of speech? Fuck, Russia lived it. That's how they changed the channel. It's the music. That's why it's the copyright issues with the music. I remember every insider last offseason said the whole offense was awful. Uncle Rico, Fava at QB. AP was set up with worst QB and running back in NFL. Yeah, it was bad. Later, Sacktown Mike. Later, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. ESPN ranked our coaching staff at number 32 in the league last year. Yeah, and I would probably agree with that too. I mean, you got a rookie. I mean, a real rookie, green rookie head coach. Um, that alone would rank us dead last. I don't disagree with us being ranked number 32 out of 32 teams. Brock Purdy or Joe Burrow? Still Burrow. Are you kidding me? It's a no contest. I would pretty much take. I would take Burrow over just about any quarterback in the NFL right now. Even Mahomes. Fuck Mahomes. I would still take Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow's still got more upside. He had a stronger arm too. I think. Bobby did that fruitcake dance during mini camp. That was embarrassing. Yeah, kind of was. We don't Yeah, what ESPN says. Yeah, I really don't give a shit about ESPN. Russia is mad at Rocky for beating Drago on their soil on Christmas Day. I'm telling you. Yeah, you're probably not wrong on that aspect. McDaniels tanked one too many seasons for Jaden Daniels. No one can argue against that now. We may have fired Josh too soon. I like this plan. Oh, you might be the only person I've even heard say they were in they like Josh McDumdum's plan for this team. Oh, I think I just threw up in my mouth. Not against you, but I just, the thought of him still being here as a head coach. Oh my God. I think you are the only one. I don't think I've heard anybody say that, whether it be on a show or in chats. I think you're the only one I've ever heard talk in favor of keeping Josh McDumdum here as our head coach based on his plan. Oh God, Baker Mayfield or Tua? Baker Mayfield. Tua's one stiff breeze away from having another concussion. I want no part of that. Why didn't AP keep everything the same scheme roster as his interim team? Keep AOC starting and Bo Hardegre at OC. That I can't answer. I don't know why that change was made. Um, I can give why I think because now that he's the actual head coach, it's his team to run, so he can make those changes and bring in who he wants. Yeah. I mean, pretty much what Ben Bad just said. He thought he could do it. He thought he could do it better, than Bo Hardegre. Um, I mean, if things would have stayed the same, yeah, I'm sure it probably would have been different. The season would have gone different for us. You know, it was a painful plan, but McDaniel's plan may have been our only chance. Our only chance was not hiring that pud sucker in the first place. Yeah, I said it. Just with the fucked up combinations here? Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. Goff's younger, Stafford's older, but Stafford's just so much more experienced. I would probably take Stafford. Uh, yeah, see our QB options. No, you're right. You're right with the QB options. I still can't believe that McDumdum's suggestion for an upgrade from Derek Carr was Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, that still to this day blows my mind as to why someone would even think that that was an upgrade from Carr. Not that Carr's like this superstar. Oh my God, he's the most amazing quarterback out there. But I would have rather kept him than try and go with fucking Glass Garoppolo, fucking Captain Injury Prone. Dana screwed up our team and AOC with his I'm the boss attitude. Yeah, the team hated him, man. They fucking disliked him so bad. Nobody wanted to fucking play for him. Mark Wilson or Jay Schrader, neither. But if you were forcing me to pick, ugh, me. Start me at quarterback instead of that. Oh, GTA, come on, man. McDaniels wanted Jaden Daniels all along. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Definitely a tank option. I mean, what the fuck? That was just horrible, horrible season. 2 seasons. But what kills me with McDumdum is he took over a playoff caliber team that we had and just dismantled it his first season. Just ripped it to shreds. You think Chip Kelly has any say on QB? I mean, I would hope so. I mean, he's the offensive coordinator. He's the guy that you're gonna have that's gonna run the show on offense. Why would you not want his input? Man, what's up, Tyler? How you doing? Connor Cook or Andrew Walter? Oh, I would take Walter all day long over Cook. It's a shame that Andrew Walter didn't really get a legit shot, to be honest with you. I thought he was decent. I like him better than Connor Cook. Connor Cook got thrown to the wolves, man. That messed that kid up. I mean, he's a rookie and he's forced to start in the playoffs because Atu's, a broken leg, and then the backup gets hurt. and then he's forced to start in a playoff game. Fuck, man. Talk about pressure on a rookie. Wow. Yeah, that's too bad with Andrew Walter. I liked him too. I thought he was uh, he had potential. I thought it was Brady first that fell through. He went with Jimmy. Brady was never going to come here as a quarterback. It would have been taken too long for them to be a winning team with him. Tampa Bay was a perfect option. That team was ready for him. He just walked in, brought Gronk with him, and next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl and they win it. I mean, come on. Rumors say Spytech will trade Taylor Elgzema, QB. Really? What's up, T Menace? Who's one player you think was underrated, hardly played, and deserved to win? You got to give me some context on that, brother. I mean, you talking Raiders, you talking Packers. I don't know what you mean. Let's see. I liked Andrew Walter. He was just in a bad situation. Yeah, he was. I thought he was a good quarterback coming out of college too. He wasn't given a fair shake, in my opinion. Yeah, and Connor Cook wasn't a bad QB either. It's just he just got put in a tough spot. I'm sorry. Any rookie, I don't care who you are, you're in there learning the whole season, and one of your first game time experiences in a playoff game on the road. I think too, if I'm not mistaken. Talk about being behind the fucking eight ball. Brady, Spytek, and Chip will be in the war room. Uh, we are still paying Jimmy G and Adams 25 million dead money. McDummy strikes again, still paying for his mistakes. Are you sure on that? I didn't think we were still paying them all. I feel like AC-12 is having the same luck as Andrew Walter. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm starting. It's starting to feel that way. I agree, Savage, without a doubt. When I ask questions, I usually mean anyone I like all the NFL. Oh, what was your question again? It was one play you think was underrated, hardly played, and deserved to win. Good. Yeah, that's a lot of different. I mean, you could pretty much name anybody that hasn't won a championship. I mean, there's so many out there. Okay, the train's going off the tracks. Here it is. Tosiasa Super or McLovin. That's the last one. That's right. I don't. Where's Raiders Fu? I don't see him in here. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I just noticed you, brother. I'm sorry. Shit. Seen a highlight. Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, and Tim Brown on the field together, all Heisman's. Stewie and McGloin is a tie. Yeah. McGloin was trying his best, though. Who was the Raiders standout rookie last year, if you guys had one anyway? Rookie standout last year? Brock Bowers, dude. He broke every possible record there is for a rookie tight end. Yeah. Would you be happy if we trade AOC for a fourth rounder or Tyree Wilson? I'd be happy having the Tyree Wilson one, especially for a second, but I don't see us getting a second rounder for him. I wouldn't trade AOC. I'm sorry. Again, he's the only viable quarterback you're going to have on this team going into anything. If we let Minshew go, you have no veteran presence in that quarterback room if you let him go or if you trade him away. Lions and yeah, Tyree for a second. Faux show. Oh, Rafa's in the house. Go ahead.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Well, I'm just getting like a lot of late, but yeah, I will come back for like a just like a four, just
How
like
long
a
were you
few
sitting
minutes.
there?
But
Did I
yeah, yeah, but
were you sitting there for a while? I didn't even see you pop in.
yeah. Hey, how's it going on Face? I saw like at all the comments and the chat, but man, I mean, what could I tell you about it? I mean, it's been like a great weekend, but yep, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just boring now with no football games and shit. It's that shitty time of the
Yeah,
year
we're gonna
now.
wait until oh my god because it's gonna be like a long off season, and I know this is gonna be like a long one, but sheesh, I mean, it's really terrible because
Oh,
I know the last week is the Super Bowl, but that was like the last day of Super Bowl. But you know that after that, no football for at least like 6, 7 months, but we had to wait until like free agency coming up there, draft is coming up there, but man, what can I tell you about it? But you know what? We can do like really precise to go like at a free agency. I mean, if you look at cheap, I mean that was very great because right now we have so many like cat space to figure it out how we get to put in every position because right now that's well, I know that it's kind of like a notice about like the right receiver room, the running back room, but yeah, no, Ben, I wasn't sleeping in the corner. What are you talking about? I wasn't sleeping. No, not yet, not yet. So, Cal, please stop capping.
no,
No,
he wasn't
I
there that
wasn't
long. I just
waiting
happened
for like a 1 hour. I mean, what are you talking? I mean, I wasn't waiting at all. I
I
mean,
just happened to
just
look down at
became
the
like
bottom of the
for the
screen
moment.
and I saw him there. I'm like, oh shit, I wonder how long he's been sitting there. Normally I hear a sound pop. Normally it plays a sound when somebody comes in, and if it did, I didn't
Oh
fucking hear it.
man. Oh man.
Oh, the trade for Tyree Wilson.
Oh
Are you down with a trade for Tyree Wilson, AOC, and a six for Brown's second pick in draft? Draft Cam or should no?
mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I can
No.
see like a
Well, you
potential
Arnie, you
trade.
really want to get rid of AOC, huh? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
Unfazed.
eventually,
I didn't see a blowout coming in that game in the Super Bowl, but I did pick the Eagles to win it. So
yeah, I just want like a potential trade for Tyree because I know the problem is he's not very consistent enough and he's getting up and he needs to learn more than just like a bull rush. I mean, he does one of those things that'll give you like 10 plus sack guy, but
that's
sacks are not a great stat to battle defenders. I mean, the sack could be right on the yard, but it's still considered like a regular. But I mean, sacks are very important, but I didn't even know it's gonna be like the same problem. But I
yeah.
don't think it's working out this list. I mean, they've been seen using the long arm, parade them, but I don't know, it's definitely developing just like very slower, but as we should about it. I mean, sometimes if it's bad, I mean, if you need to trade up, I mean, if his vision anticipation is very likely. I mean, if you're a player, you had to bet on the blocker and out the pivot and look for the spot. I mean, they anticipate, and hopefully they come with a lot of experience at all.
Yeah, Savage, I think we did give up on Pryor a little bit too quick.
Hmm.
If Devontae was traded for a third, we ain't getting shit for Tyree. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Dixon.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right, Ben, too. It is boring right now because there's really nothing going on. AOC has a real shot at being the starter. He's constantly
Uh,
improving every part of his game and mentally tough. And I can't disagree with that one.
Hmm.
Let's see. Is AOC and Tyree not worth
I
anything?
know.
Probably not. I mean, if anything, I think. I mean, they could be worth something, but I don't think you're going to see anything higher than
Yeah,
anything
probably
better than
between.
at least a fourth or fifth round for one of them.
Yeah,
At that point, why not hang on to AOC and just
yeah,
try and get rid of
prob-
Wilson any way you can?
yeah, probably. But I know it's gonna be very popular at all. But some people that just saw with Eden O'Connor reminds like of Tom Brady this first year in the NFL. I mean, Aiden has all those tools and he can
I
read
want to give up on
defense.
Tyree.
Yep. I know he can make adjustments, but I believe that he will bowl like a quarterback. And I know that it sounds very crazy at the moment, but if I can study, if all the people can study quarterbacks, he shares like a lot of similarity quality of a great pocket quarterback, which I don't really understand about it. But I would be not surprised if he let go and pick someone else if it becomes great. But I mean, he looked very good. I mean, he should be the starter instead Gardner Minshew. I mean, he was completely key passes today, but it's very good to have the potential. The reality is that coaching is also plays a role, which is like the biggest problem of every team. So much that drafting the quarterback gets zero guarantee of landing the franchise quarterback until the franchise can square away the issue of involving coaching. I mean, while Aiden O'Connor is not a prodigy, I mean, with the right coaching, he can be like really solid. I mean, that could
Yeah.
be everything.
Um, GTA, I can answer that. Money, TV contract money. That's all it's all about. They don't give a shit about
Mm,
extra games for these guys to play in and how bad they get beat up.
no, I don't think that's
And watch who Tyree this season. I think you're going to see the same thing you've seen in seasons past.
no, I really
He's not worthy of a seventh pick overall. I'm sorry. When we passed up on the likes of Jalen Carter, and you look
it's
and see what he did for the Eagles this season. I mean, the kid was fucking ridiculously good.
it's very funny, but I don't
Yeah,
think that Terry
exactly what I
Wilson
said.
can make it
More
like at
money.
another impact. But I understand that in some point of well, Terry Wilson is not gonna really happen at this
Now,
time because if we need to something to really impact, I mean, one of the actual of hell this is doing Terry Wilson. I mean, we're just wasting like another pick because the only pick that really worth it all for that year, which is like 2024 in the draft, was Brock Bowers. I mean, we became like of something like bad to good because I don't know why in the first place Terry Wilson is there because I know his vision, his production, and of course his leadership. I mean, that's very lacking. I mean, he needs to improvise his energy, or anything else is gonna be out.
yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
Let me see.
I mean, it's happened a lot.
Huh?
Oh, mm,
Fucking text. Uh,
oh, now I
what are you
see.
fucking? What are you fucking singing?
No, no, no. I just saw one of those comments. I just saw one of those comments of this insider. Mm, that's what I see. Like, oh, that's what I see about
You're
it. Okay.
absolutely right, Savage. Money grubbing fucker. Where would you rank AOC among? Yeah, definitely 32 right now. Hate to say it, as much as
Down
I'm in
there
his
for the last.
corner.
Down there for
Yeah,
the last. I mean, down there for the last. I mean, yeah, down there to the last.
great Terry for any rookie QB from days of old. Really,
Oh,
32 out of 32 teams. Why would we start him then? I'm just saying, based on the current situation right now. I mean, with the we got to base it on how it was last season. I mean, the The whole season was a complete disaster.
Mm,
So when it comes to ranking AOC based on last year's information we have on him and how the season went, you got to rank him at the bottom. You have to. Maybe not 32, maybe somewhere
yeah.
around 25. Um, and why would I want to start him? Well, why would we want to start him? Because you got a whole new regime in there now. You've got coaches in here on the offensive side that are considered, quarterback gurus. So maybe they can do something with them. If they can't,
Yeah.
they can't, but you got to at least give them a shot with what's on the staff right now. You have to base everything that we talk about right now on the staff that's in the building, the players, like the personnel that's in the building right now. Because until free agency starts and until the draft happens, there's nothing going on right now. It's your roster is what it is as we speak today. You look up the current roster on the team, that's our roster. So you have to base everything off of who's there now. You can't base everything or things on what's going to happen in the future because it hasn't happened yet, and we don't know their tendencies and where they want to go with this. So a lot of this talk right now is just my personal take on things, other content creators' personal take on where they think things should go. You guys in the chat, add in your input to it, which we take into consideration, obviously, because we wouldn't address your questions or I wouldn't
Mm,
interact with the chat if I didn't, you know, agree
yeah.
on, you know,
Yeah, I
it,
know. I
so
mean,
so so it's all
it could
based
be.
on what we have now. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why, all
know it
right,
could be
I said
backstory.
I said 32 for him. I was kind of in jest, being funny,
Yeah, it's kind
but
of like
I
really
would
a last. Hmm.
I would put him anywhere from 20 to 25, to be honest with you, if I had to rate him out of the 32 teams. Does he
Yeah,
deserve a shot with the current coaches? Hell yeah, why not? You know, don't make
yeah. I
don't
mean, he has the biggest strength. He has the biggest
they've
strength. I
already,
mean,
yeah.
he doesn't. He does not get around, but he has a short memory. His progress has very disappointing. He blew up to the chance to secure the starting spot of the offseason. Neither quarterback step out to the last preseason game, and that's. But I really know that after all this drama, all this fight for the starting quarterback between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, I know that that year was really lost. I mean, if it could be like a long-term backup with a lot of deployment as in the bubble that started, but his current iteration is really backed up. I mean, he has to like really backed up, but he has slow footed, very slow release, but he's accurate at plays. I mean, if he can have like a chance at a decent team with a great defense, I mean, who won't rely on him? I mean, there's too much that he can definitely be a good game managing the starting quarterback. But I know that when you do like a force to ball, like the 2 point conversion attempt, if it's intercepted or knocked down, it's not a big deal. You never throw the ball into like the seeds of the 2 point conversion attempt. It's stop it there. But I just get it because it should have been started that year instead of Minshew. But I just get it. I mean, Minshew did well with Colts last year, but I understand that why they're resting with until the Panthers game. So that was like, oh man. I mean, they don't have like beat to fool right now. I mean, good enough to see like how decent arms or be like easy to root and seem good enough, but a lot of more time. But I know this ceiling his ceiling is about to be like the last one, but the problem is he looks better than he's because of he shared a quarterback room with them.
Yeah, he never should have started. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
So combine starts the 27th. Free agents can sign starting March 12th. Spytech needs to bring in ample depth before the draft. Oh, agreed, 100%. Let's see. Get us some better O-line and watch AOC 12 show he's the one. I agree with that. He needs an offensive line. On the real, with this coaching staff, how many wins does Carolyn Spytech give us? I'm still at the ceiling of a seven win season, which I'd still would be happy with. Again, I'm more concerned what we do in the division. That's my thing. If we get shut out in the division again, which I don't see happening, um, that to me is an improvement right there. We can't go 0 and 6 again. We can't. We can't. Yeah.
Yep.
Why we need the trenches built up nasty? Yeah, definitely nasty O line.
Mm,
Absolutely. What's up, Raider
definitely.
Pete?
Hey, how's it going, Raider Pete?
First year, 9 of 10. I mean, yeah. I mean, if we get 9 wins, I ain't gonna complain. Our floor is 6 wins. Our ceiling is 9. Yeah, I've said 5 to 7. So I mean, you're definitely right in that range. My trust level in Spy Tech, I got to be 100% behind him right now until he shows that he's a piece of shit. Until he shows he's shitty at his job. So right now he's got a clean slate. Everybody on this coaching staff's got a clean slate as far as I'm concerned. They're all starting fresh in my eyes. Even Pete Carroll. But the good thing is Pete Carroll's got the positive experience behind him. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
I
that's the other thing.
think that.
Minshew, you had a running back, you had an offensive line, you had receivers. I mean, he had the whole package around him in Indy. He didn't have that here. We didn't have shit here.
Mm,
So we have six
yeah,
players that are must resigns, and it won't put a big dent in the cap, except Mooring. But a multi-year deal takes care of that. Yeah. Plus, you also have to figure out too if what do you call it? Restructuring Max, if
mm,
that's in the plan for this year or not. To keep him happy. Yeah, we know run game to
yeah,
speak of. Yeah, should look better with every other team but us. Yeah,
yeah.
even when he
But
was with Jacksonville as the starter, he looked better than what he did with us.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. But even that. Well, I know that John Spittek is a general manager, but I feel like Las Vegas Raiders and haven't been successful with those picks after the first two rounds. I mean, the only that we carried is Brock Bowers. I mean, I love Josh Jacobs, but it really pained to see like Isaiah Pacheco putting out numbers for a lot cheaper. And
Mhm.
when they looking back at the drafts, made a core like all of those teams. I mean, that's very, really similar. But I hope that Pete Carroll and John Spatek, I mean, can do something very similar with the draft they just made at Seattle Seahawks. I mean, when you look at the 2013, there's Chancellor, there's Maxwell, there's Smith, Wright, Sherman. They're all 4 round picks or later. I mean, that could be like some new persons, or there will be like more restructuring. I mean, that would be like more structured, but it could be like a really power to have like a great football to mine and to help them. I mean, that's they're gonna do like learning through the process. I mean, is anybody here that they want to understand the football size? Because it makes sense that no, he's looking while a general manager and the head coach, which is very important. I mean, it's very tough at the same time, but I do have because in those positions they're gonna be like somebody leading for those persons. Very dynamic. I mean, something to try to do something new. I know the NFL draft is around the corner, but I know that it's gonna be really excited. Who's gonna be like the new players to help out those positions? Because I really understand that some persons they don't want to see it, but I know that it's one hard decision to say how we get drafted. I mean, it's not that really easy. I know that John Spitek has a lot of more experience, but between for like selecting all those players, it defined in speed, leadership, production, and of course, passing, which is involved with the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I agree with Ray to Pete here too. Max needs to just play in his current deal. He's got a stupid amount of
Oh,
guaranteed money already. Correct. He's out of guarantees now. See what he does and says if there's an issue, trade him. And and tells you the best chance to trade him would be this draft coming up if teams calling for him. I'm not actively saying to shop him off, but if teams come calling, you listen, and if it's an offer too good to pass up, how can you pass it up, man? Especially if it's going to help you for your future. This is the last season, in my opinion, that you're going to be able to get the most value in return if he does,
Mm.
if we do end up trading him. If a team does come
Mm-hmm.
calling and looking for him. Beyond this
Yeah,
year,
he did.
I don't. He's going to start to drop in value because he's going to be over that next hump of age wise. Spytex only
Yeah.
spends big on veteran QBs. Everyone else he will lowball due to injuries, second chance plays, and third wave of cheap free agents. Yeah, it's going to be curious to see how well he does in free agency. The Gardner, Gardner miscue. I like that. Only got to start on week one by default because he was a scrambler and a veteran. That's why he got the nod over AFC 12. They all knew that O-line was good. Now that O-line was horrible to start the season.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like really hard. And before I before I leave right now because I'm really tired, but I know that everyone's getting notice
I can hear you.
that
I got to run to the bathroom real quick. So you,
yeah,
you can keep,
I know.
keep going. I'll be right back. I can't hold it.
Okay, okay, I'll be right back because I know that I have some like a 4 minutes. But talking about like Matt Crosby, I mean, how in the hell is underpaid? I mean, if you look TJ Watt's contract, I mean, Watt is absolutely like game breaker and the best offensive player in the NFL. Watt made a bigger signing bonus and has more guarantees. Now, if they want to take more Max Crosby money and guarantee, then that makes sense. I mean, I know that they're making almost exact market value his war right now, but I was gonna be like a really better. But it seems that I'm getting like very huge on it, but people they don't want to see Max Crosby trade. I know that Max Crosby became like the heart and soul of the Raiders defense, but I understand that they're gonna be like something really important because ain't nobody convinced him to play less. Max Crosby is a beast. It is really a beast because hopefully he can learn for the disinjury and they'll slow down, especially with Malcolm Coons back and Christian Wilkins back. I mean, if Pete Carroll could work with Matt's creating turnovers and stripping the ball, I mean, they could be back on track. I'm faced to say it, Rafa Matt Crosby has been hurt all season. He is bad against wrong, which is making a significant resurgence. I understand about it. I understand. And for those guys that didn't know about this, there it is, folks. There is my head of Black Sunday, which is the Raiders. Yep, this is the Raiders right now. So I know that I'm just getting off of the clear, but few persons didn't know how much that go for like the situation. And I understand that Max Crosby he became like the heart and soul, but I I personally because they just wanted to sign like a distinction. They just wanted to say, but you know what are the cryptic messages for the social media that they say he's the really champion. And I'm not kidding about that, folks. I'm not kidding. But he's a gamer. I mean, he will stay like it in this conference and he needs to sack Mahomes to get motivated. I mean, if I love the fact that he's murdering the guys on the field at the end of the game, but I know that for me personally, I mean, I don't want to see Max Crosby trade. I don't want to see Max Crosby trade, but you know, is a Raider for life. Oh, you came back? Yeah, you
Not
came
for the
back.
right price. Not for the right price. He's not rated for life. Sorry.
Yeah, you just came back, but you know
Feels
that
earlier than better.
I know that oh my god, I'm getting tired right now, but thanks for having me on the show, Jeff, because I know that I had
Problem.
so many things to rest, but I will see you there like the next time and Salute to you all
In
the
a
chat.
bottle, I need a big fucking bottle. That was 2 large iced coffees that I just drained out of me. That's why I was gone for so long. Shit, it took forever.
Yeah, I just saw for the comment right now. Just say for the comment. Uh,
Keep K yeah, fuck K Adams. Shit, pain in the ass.
there's one last thing. I mean, Kate Adams, he's became like the number one public enemy of the Raiders Nation. She became the number
She's
one
doing it
public enemy.
she's doing it for clicks. It's views,
Yeah,
that's
she's
it.
doing for
She's just
all the clickbait. She's all the clickbait. But I'm out of
she's a
here. Salute
goon.
to y'all right from the building.
Later, Ralph. Thanks for popping in. Hi. Sorry. Sorry I had to walk away. I had to pee so bad, man. That was brutal. My God. Pee in a bottle. I would have need like a fucking gas can to piss in. I would have been standing there forever, hiding in the corner, peeing in a bottle. Or if I would have done it from my chair, you would have heard it. That's, no. What are you smoking? Who's smoking what? I don't smoke. Only cigarettes. Susan, yes, it did. You need the pics, not an injured Asian guy. Oof. Never mind. The expensive guaranteed money he wants. Somebody doesn't like Max Crosby. Let's see. He's only 27 and a top 10 defensive player in the league. You're tripping. But is he though? Later, Ben. What? Fuck Kay Adams. When she was on Good Morning Football, I didn't mind her. But since she's left the show, she's become a fucking first-rate bitch. I'm sorry. I like Jamie Erdahl so much better on that show. She's such a sweetheart. She's got like those hot mom vibes now too. I like her. God damn. Was he wearing an Eagles shirt? He probably was. Probably wearing a Fly Eagles Fly t-shirt Super Bowl. Probably ordered it as soon as the game was over. Uh, Asylum. Asylum's on here? Asylum's not in here, is he? Did I miss that? She'd be making people master clickbaiting to her with them eyes. Dude, 12 awful. Plain and simple. She asks those fucking super annoying questions that make no sense, too. I got to use her anymore. So done with her ass. So where were we? Kind of lost all my train of thought and everything that I was going with for a thought process. And can't stand the NFL now. Right? You know, um, I will say this though, especially Good Morning Football. Um, Anybody that's not familiar with the show, so it's a four-person panel. Two, they used to all be in New York City, but now they've split. You've got two that are in New York still, and then there's two that moved to LA when they moved the studio to LA. So Jamie Erdahl made the move to LA. Um, um, and Akbar B, Gia Miller is also in LA with her. And now he's a former Raider too. So he always has, good things to say about the Raiders for the most part too. But then in New York, you got Peter Schrager and Kyle Brandt. Now, Kyle Brandt, a lot of times will come on wearing like the Raiders Super Bowl jacket, and I remember a few years ago on Halloween, they would, they dress up every year on Halloween, and when they were all still in New York together, he came running out of the dressing room area, dressed as Howie Long, wearing shoulder pads, the whole 9 yards. He went and got the haircut the same way. I mean, he looked like a younger version of how younger, shorter version of Howie Long. I mean, he was spot on. I mean, it, it was great. He's not really like a Raiders fan or closet Raiders fan, but he normally doesn't have a lot of bad things to say about the Raiders. So I mean, Kyle Brand, I kind of respect him. Um, was Kay Adams still on at that point? I think she was. Yeah, I think she was still on at that point, but she's a piece of shit. So who the fuck watches Kay Adams? Yeah, not me, that's for sure. She said she's for all players to feel good. I think I'm ready to unretire from football. Fidel Torres, it was a UFC T-shirt, Conor McGregor. Come on, Raph, that was an Eagles shirt. You know what it was. Fly, Eagles, fly. Dixon K. Adams does NFL news. Huh. Yeah, really. Kyle K. and a couple others are all Chicago's. Was it? Well, Kyle is. I mean, that's where he came from, you know, but he still reps the Raiders quite a bit. I will give him that. Really? Damn, dude. Holy shit. All right, so I am at the 2 hour mark. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it a night. Yeah. Thank everybody for coming on. Uh, Stick around because at the very end you'll see the new outro that I'm playing tonight. Um, it's the same image and video, but the music's changed a little bit. It's not the AC/DC Hell's Bells. So coming up this week, we got the Raider Connection on Wednesday night. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. We will have Miss Peggy on with us this Wednesday night. And the cage match is on at what time, Savage? What time do you guys go on at the cage match? Forget the time. I always do. That's why you use the notifications. Make sure you click that little bell when you hit subscribe on people's channels, so that way you don't have to worry about what time they come on. Notification pops up. um, but we'll be on Wednesday night from 10 o'clock Eastern time till from 10 o'clock. We start at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Um, the cage match comes on at 5 o'clock Pacific time. They usually run for up to like around the 2 hour mark. Do you guys have any guests on this week, or is it just you and Asylum this week? Because they normally have Miss Peggy on, which usually it's like every 2 weeks or so. She was just on this past Wednesday night. Um, but yeah, definitely go and check those guys out, man. That show's damn good. They're funny. They interactive with the chat. Uh, Informative. He puts a lot of images up on the screen, stats. They do a great job. Savage works his ass off. You know, getting that show running to the way he does. Asylum always says he's like the on camera talent. He just shows up. No guests lined up as of now for this Wednesday. Okay. But yeah, usually, so the way you can do this is you go and watch their show. When their show's over, you can pop right over to the Raider Connection where you see myself. You see Jay from Just Raiders Baby, Leo from Cheeto Lannis, and LV Raider 10. The four of us are on Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Miss Peggy will be on with us. And on Thursdays at same time, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, it's myself and LV Raider 10 on the Raiders Coast to Coast. And on Friday nights lately, I've been co-hosting Friday nights with Leo until Turf is finally, done going to his gymnastic meets for his daughter. We've been kind of holding the fort down for him until he comes back on Fridays. So Friday nights is usually like a pull-up show. Anybody can come on. We start it off and then we pull anybody in when as soon as we can. We let anybody else into the channel that wants to come on and be on camera or just even put their voice without a picture. That's fine. No issues with that. I usually tend to pop on live every now and then just to, like tonight there was really nobody on. I know nobody was lined up to come on tonight, so I figured, fuck it, I'll pop on, try and fill that void, give people a chance to speak their mind and talk what they want to talk on here and get into the chat. So as far as make sure you guys check out if you go to my in the bio down below, you'll see the link um, for the club store. So now we have merchandise available for the New England Raider Booster Club. We've got the beanies that I showed earlier. We've got the magnets. There's two different style T-shirts on there. There's the baseball cap, which is just like this. So we have those on there now. We will have some other items added to it as we go along. What the fuck? Okay, what was this you just said? Nice lineup. See you all soon. Later on face. We're gonna have Kay Adams cut out like the Oh yeah, I remember that. Take a piece of clothing each time a Raider hating video we can find. Okay, that's funny. So every time we lose, or every time we win, we're gonna take something off. Yeah, I'll put the hang on, let me get you the channel. I mean the link. I'll post it in the chat. There is flat rate shipping on that too. So no matter where you ship within the continental United States, it's $13. Shipping's included. So that's the link for the merchandise. That's what we have available right now. When you click on that, again, we will be adding stuff to it. All right. So until then, everybody, have a safe rest of your weekend. Anybody that's in the snowy areas, be safe, have fun, throw snowballs at people's faces, and last but not least, go Raiders.